Hi beauties, welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time here. So happy to have you. I just wanted to jump on and say we're going to update my stash again today. It's been a couple weeks. I've gotten some good use out of the things in my caboodle, so let's jump into it. As usual, I'm just going to kind of do a quick run through of what I used, not necessarily thorough reviews, just kind of my thoughts on the products. And then we'll jump into my collection, go drawer by drawer, and pick some new stuff. Okay, so this is an overview of just all the things that have been in my caboodle for the last couple weeks. Starting up top, I went ahead and threw my tinted brow gel in here. I'm going to just keep this in here. I just rotate between this and my soap styler. So it just makes sense to keep both in here. It doesn't take up a lot of room. My tweezers are going to stay in. I'm going to put these two lip pencils back. I had my Maybelline Color Sensational in Totally Taffy. And then I have my NYX Suede Lip Liner in London. I used both of these. I know that I love them. I'm just going to put them back. Underneath here, we have my spray, my NYX Dewy Finish. Used this every time I did my makeup. Really like it. I probably only have about maybe a third left. I might just keep this in next rotation. And I mean, I don't have any new sprays that I want to rotate in. I pretty much just have this and my L'Oreal one. So I'm going to keep this in, finish it up. I think I should be able to finish this within the next couple weeks. My e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, I really loved this. I loved how it looked under my eyes. It really did just such a great job of blurring things, making things just look so smooth and pretty. So I loved that, but I will be putting it back. My primer, the Aveeno Positively Radiant Max Glow, also love this. I mean, not a whole lot to say. I just love how plump and radiant made my skin look, but I will be putting that back. My Tarte Found Sealer. So I sort of touched on this in another video, but I don't know what I was talking about when I said I wasn't a big fan of this. I don't know if maybe I was thinking of a different foundation, but I really enjoy this. The color match is way better than what I remember it being. It's a little bit more full coverage than what I typically like, but I've just been using less of it. I'm in the shade 27N Light Medium Neutral, and I just think that it's perfect. But this is very beautiful on the skin. I enjoyed this more than I initially thought I was going to. And then lastly, my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I am in the shade, upside down. I am in Light 60, and this stuff is gorgeous, you guys. If you have not tried this, and if you feel like you can get yourself a pretty good color match online, I know that right now it's difficult not being able to really swatch stuff and see, but this is so beautiful on the skin. And given I did not like the other ColourPop Pretty Fresh stuff, the stuff in the squeezy tube, I have been so satisfied with this. I'm almost sad to put it back because I get so many compliments on my skin when I wear this foundation. It's so beautiful. And then over here, so these things, my color corrector, my Milani eye primer, and my NYX glitter glue, these are all gonna stay in just because they're the only things I have in these particular categories. So those are staying in. Also gonna keep my Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer in, again, just because I only have this and one other one. So that's gonna stay in. My mascaras, this Falsies Lash Lift, I am gonna throw in the bin. It is pretty much done, but I enjoyed it. And then this, I actually thought I would be done with by now, but it's not dried out or anything yet. So again, I'm going to keep this in, and I probably will throw another mascara in here to use in conjunction with this one. So this is going to stay in. Oh, and then my lip balm, of course. That's old news. I just keep that in there. On the lower level here, this is my soap brow. That's staying in. Look at this cream bronzer. I'm gonna see if I can open it. You guys, I'm like jamming my brush up into the sides here to get product at this point, but part of me wants to just be like, okay, Maren, you're done, just get rid of it. But part of me just really, really wants to use all of it up. So I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to keep that in. And I think in one more rotation, I can finally get rid of that. My goodness. My Nabla bronzers, loved them. Gonna put them back. My Pixie highlight, I loved this. Oh my gosh, this looks so pretty on the skin. So pretty. It's just like, it's not too glittery. It's just such a pretty, like, wet looking highlight. I loved it. All my blush, I really enjoyed. Used it a couple times. I'm wearing it today. It's a little bit darker than I thought it was going to be. Definitely go in with a light hand, but this is one of those blushes that even if you do go in with a heavy hand, you can fix it pretty easily. So that's nice, but I really liked how this looked. My Nabla blush in adults only. I used this once. Again, went in with a very light hand. This can be super, super intense if you go in too heavy-handed, but yeah, this is pretty. It gives the cheeks a nice color, and I know I've said it before, but it's just such a unique shade to my collection, and I enjoy it. My Undone Beauty highlighter. So I did just end up like banging this on the side of the trash can and getting rid of this gold strip, which is so unfortunate because I love a pretty gold highlighter, but I pretty much just used, like, I just ran my brush through both of these, and it's beautiful. It's just such a, I'm wearing it today. I don't know how much you could notice in the intro, but it's just such a pretty, like, rosy pink highlight. I love it. And if you mix them together, you get almost like this rose gold color. And I really enjoyed it. I am glad that I finally decided to pull this in. What else? Oh, I had my Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm blush in here. You guys, this is probably one of my absolute favorite blushes ever. This stuff is so freaking gorgeous on the cheeks. It really, really is. It almost makes me want to buy more. I think she has one that's like, this is Pink Gasm. I think she has one that's like Peach Gasm that I'm sure is stunning. But so if I can catch that on a sale, I'll probably snag it. But I mean, this is so incredibly beautiful. Again, I'm kind of sad to be putting that back, but my Nude Sticks Bondi Bay bronzer. I mean, loved it. Like the way it looks, like the way it blends, no issues there. My Flexitarian, okay, so I only used this once. This stuff is really, really beautiful, but it is definitely like an icy highlighter. Icier than what I typically like. And I'm not gonna lie to you, these kind of like putty highlighters, I just personally feel like I have an issue with. Like, maybe I just don't know the right blush to apply these with, but it just always ends up looking really, really harsh on my skin. Like, you can definitely tell I'm wearing highlighter, you know, if that makes sense. Like, it just, I don't know. It's very, very pretty, but it's just like, it's so intense, and I just don't know. I just feel like I personally don't know the best way to apply this, but I liked it. I liked it. Oh, my Charlotte Tilbury single I did not use at all in Oyster Pearl, so whatever, that's gonna go back. And I don't know what to do with this number 7 powder, you guys. I am so close to being done, but it's just like, I just don't know that I'm like loving it anymore. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a bad powder. I just have so many good ones now that I think I'm just gonna get rid of this. Like, I don't need to use something down to the last freaking drop just to say that I did. So I have gotten so much good use out of this, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. Like, I'm just over it. So that is gonna get thrown away. Palettes. So I got this Fenty Snap palette in a giveaway from Peachy D here on YouTube, just Peachy D. I only used this once. I forgot to take pictures of my look. If I have any looks with these palettes that I just like posted on Instagram, I'll insert pictures, but I know I did not take a picture of this look. I just did something super simple one day. I think I used this like this concrete lavender shade. I did the purple all over my lid. The shimmers are pretty. It wasn't anything like spectacular. You know, it creased super quickly. I mean, within a couple hours it was creasing on me, but I think that I'm gonna give this to my daughter. Like I said, she really thought this was cool when I opened it, and she's getting into playing with makeup a little bit more, so I'm gonna give this to her. She'll get some use out of it. My Flutterby, I used this a couple of times. Loved the looks I got out of it. It's just such a pretty cool toned purple mauve palette. Super pretty shimmers. Typical ColourPop quality. I mean, it worked just fine. No issues. So enjoyed that. My Sweet Shot Pistachio, I did film with this palette. I did a Get Ready With Me. Love the look that I got. This palette is, again, just beautiful. Very beautiful. Everything worked well together, blended well. Happy with that. And then my Love in London, I also filmed with this and used it a couple other times off camera. I am so in love with this palette. And this is like my neutral dream here. It's so beautiful. I did another look off camera with that shade in the top right corner, that sort of bluish grayish. Oh, it's so pretty all over the lid. But yeah, loved that. Again, BH quality has just really amazed me as of late. And I've loved everything, every palette of theirs that I've tried. I haven't tried too much other makeup that they have, but I've enjoyed all their palettes. As far as lip products, I did use my Propa Beauty lipstick, I think at least once. Used my Jouer a couple times. All these are gonna go back. Did wear this, my Pink Pop, wore that with the BH palette, and it was super pretty. This I probably used the most, my Flower Beauty Spiced Petal. It's just such a pretty, like, neutral color, beautiful. And I did use my Noble Gloss a couple times. Used it on top of my Propa and that Flower Beauty lipstick, so enjoyed that. But that is it. So our caboodle is empty now. I am going to take you over to my collection and grab some new stuff. Okay, so welcome to my little corner of my room. My makeup collection looks just a little bit different probably from the last time you saw it. A wonderful friend of mine got me this thing from Amazon. It holds brushes, and it did come with those little pearls, but look at that. How cute is that? And then little drawers. I could only think of lipsticks to hold in there, but these little, like, sort of Lazy Susan type brush holders. Well, I actually don't know what they're for. I thought they were perfect for brushes. I just got them from TJ Maxx. Me and my daughter randomly went to TJ Maxx a couple weekends ago, and I just thought, oh, those are cute. Those will fit on top of my whatever the fuck this thing is called, but let's just get into it. First drawer is base products, as you know. So what do I want to do? I did get a couple new things from Milani. I am gonna throw this in. So this is a new primer. This is an illuminating primer with vitamin C and provitamin B5 base illuminator. So we're gonna give this a shot. I'm also gonna pull this in. This is just like it's like a skin tint. It's not necessarily a foundation or anything, but I want to try this. This actually will probably look pretty on its own, or even just like a tiny little bit under some foundation. So I'm gonna pull that in too. Just my eye tapes. I have no idea what foundation I want to use. Oh, well, let's just go ahead and grab this. I did say I was going to pull in my Pat McGrath powder this time. What do I want to do? I feel like I've used most of these foundations like on camera before. So I don't know. Let's just choose something maybe that you know what? I haven't, now that I say that, I haven't worn this in a long time. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Wear 24-hour foundation. What shade do I have? 420. I don't actually know what the name of it is, but anyway. Let's try that. And then I don't actually think maybe I've used this on camera once, but I want to use it some more. This is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare. Water light, medium coverage. Let's give this a shot. I liked the way that this looked when I wore it. So we'll pull that in. I think that's all I need. I've got powder, base. I think that's it, right? Yeah. Okay, so this drawer. Oh, this drawer. Okay, what do I want to do? Bronzer is difficult for me because I just feel like I'm at a point where I don't know. I just want to keep using like the same stuff over and over. So I still have like that tiny little bit of my Fenty in there. What else do I have back here? I think I just have, sorry, bear with me. I'm gonna see what I mean. Like, do you see how out of control this drawer is? I can't even get shit out of here. Yeah, okay. I just have powder, Physicians Formula, my backup Fenty, Ulta, excuse me. Maybe I'll pull that in. Maybe I'll pull in my Ulta. I know that this has been in my stash before, but it's one of my favorite powder bronzers. So I'll use that with the rest of my Fenty. Oh my God, blush. Okay, so I have actually gotten some new blushes. I got this Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur blush. I forget who was talking about this, but I got Mauve Sunrise. I want to give this a try because I just have a feeling it's going to be beautiful. And then I got a couple of the Essence The blushes. I got Befitting and I got Bespoke. So we are going to try both of these. Jesus, if I can hold them. We're going to try both of these. I've heard good things about these blushes. Do I want to throw another one in here? I do kind of want, I don't know, I'm just feeling very indecisive. Like I want a lot of options. And I do actually want a cream blush in here. So we are going to throw in this. Let's use Melon because I love that blush. Highlighter. Oh boy. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pull this in. I got this. This is the Revlon Skin Lights Face Glow Illuminator. I got it in Sunrise Luster. This is super pretty, and I again, kind of like this Milani one up here. I think that this would look pretty just a tiny bit like under foundation, or even just a tiny bit as highlighter. I'm gonna see if I can swatch this with, oh, this is gonna be difficult with one hand. Here, let's just do it on my finger. But see how pretty that is? I think that that would look so nice, either under my base or just a wash of highlight. I kind of want to get into like liquid highlighters more. I think they look so beautiful. Okay, sorry. Let's I think I'm gonna pick one more. I think I want to try this. So my Milani highlighter in, is it Strobe Light? Day Glow? Anyway, this one, I have not used this in so long. I want to give it another shot. I don't know that I am still like in love with it, so I want to give it a go. And I may or may not choose a face palette too. We'll see. Mascara that I want to pull in. Ugh, I know that I love that Essence one. I think I want to try this. My L'Oreal Air Volume Mega Mascara. Let's try this. I've heard mixed reviews. I heard somebody say that this is like the flakiest, like most transfer, what's the word I'm looking for? It just transfers a lot. So that kind of makes me nervous, but whatever, we'll try it. And let's move on to palettes. So I don't think that I am going to do like the random generator for palettes this time. You guys, look at this drawer. Oh my god, this is so out of hand. But I have been obsessed with, like, the drugstore has been putting out some really nice like little mini palettes lately. I just got this maybe 2 or 3 days ago, so I'm gonna pull this in. Wet n Wild redid their little color icon palettes. This is in Call Me Sunshine. Just a super warm neutral palette, so I'm gonna pull that in. I also, I have so many palettes that I just have not gotten the proper use out of. Sorry. Let's do, I have to get some use out of this. My Divine Rose 2, I've only used it once. Definitely using that. What else do I want to use? I might want to use something kind of Valentine's-y. Like, I know, not that I'm doing jack shit for Valentine's Day, but just might be fun to have like some. So let's go over here. Look at my palettes. Oh, it's so out of control. Yikes. Let's do, I had fun with the last BH palette I pulled in, so let's pull this in, my Cotton Candy palette. That gives me 3. Do I want another? Do I want another? I'm tempted to pull this in because this is just so gorgeous. The Shan XO Beauty Native palette. But I kind of already have a neutral palette in there, so I don't know. Let's just go with those. We'll do those 3. And then let's go down to, okay, so face palettes. My Flower Beauty, no, let's do, I need to get some more use out of this. I have not, I've used this once, and this was like pretty expensive for a face palette, for like a drugstore face palette, so I'm gonna get some more use out of that. Lippies. I don't think I'm gonna pull in any specific lip glosses. Like, I'll just reach for these as I want. Lipsticks. lipsticks. I definitely want a red to go with that neutral palette. So I'm gonna do On Fire Red. Oh my god, sorry, not in frame. On Fire Red, Maybelline. Maybe an orange too, because I love orange with warm neutrals. So I'm gonna do Empress. This is Milani. And then we need to do a neutral. Must. Let's do, maybe it's up top. Let's see what I'm looking for here. There it is. So I'm gonna pull in this here. That's my, I talked about Peachy D earlier, but this is from her, okay, I can't get it out, but I will. That is from her boutique. DJ's Unique Boutique. That is a nude shade, so we're gonna pull that in for our neutral. And that's it. Let's get all of this stuff organized. Okay, so this is what we're working with. The only other thing that I went through and added just as I was putting stuff away, I came across this, and I really, really want to use this. This is my Undone Beauty cream blush. So that's the only thing I added. I know that as I go along, I'm gonna need to grab lip liners for these lipsticks, but we will do that when it comes time. So let's get this stuff in here and organized.